Good morning, everyone. My name is Dana Knowles. I am Vice President of Grow Business here at the Greater Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce. We are excited as people are joining us today for the third of four in a business recovery series that we've been doing in October and November. Hopefully these sessions have helped, if this isn't your first time joining us, hopefully these sessions have helped you kind of close out, get in the mood to close out 2020 and then look ahead into 2021. We did some HR and employment law first. We followed that up with some business and finance talk 2 weeks ago. And today we're going to talk about a business and communication strategy in today's market that will hopefully, again, help you this last quarter of 2020 and a look ahead into 2021. And then we will close out with strategic planning in 2 weeks. So hopefully those of you who are joining us, this isn't your first one and that you found this information beneficial. We are excited to have with us Katie Booker and Priyanka from Compass Marketing and Consulting, longtime chamber members and partners, and we are excited that they are going to share a little knowledge with you guys today. We couldn't host these sessions without the support of our sponsors, and we have two sponsors, Leon Cares. Many of you guys know that there has been funding that's been pushed out into our community through the Leon Cares Act, small business grants, individual assistance, nonprofit assistance, and they have been really helpful to our chamber members and small businesses as we get through this pandemic and some of these hard times. We also have Capital Health Plan, who is a sponsor, again, longtime partner and sponsor with the chamber, and many of you are probably utilizing them for your healthcare services. On the line with us today is Lauren Helm with Capital Health Plan, and I am going to let her give you guys a quick update. Lauren?
Thank you, Dana. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you today, and I'm looking forward to today's program. My name is Lauren Helm, and I oversee Capital Health Plan's marketing efforts. On behalf of all of us at CHP, I'd first like to say that we hope you are staying safe during this ongoing unprecedented time. We also want to remind you how critical it is to continue following the CDC guidelines with things like practicing social distancing and wearing a mask in public. Unfortunately, flu season is also upon us. This year may be scarier than normal, but there are precautions that can keep you and your family safe from COVID-19 and the flu. One major thing is to get your flu shot. The CDC recommends that you receive the flu shot annually to get the most benefit. Additionally, CHP is waiving co-payments for care provided virtually through telehealth to make care more accessible and affordable to our members through March 31st, 2021. Telehealth enables members to utilize online services to avoid unnecessary in-person contact, which is especially important during flu season amid the continuing COVID-19 pandemic. As the only local and trusted health plan right here in the Florida Panhandle, we are proud to be a uniting force in our community by providing excellent services that aim to keep people healthy. It's interesting that this time of year brings another important season in the area of public health, determining your healthcare needs as an employer. We're pleased to be able to offer our new health plan options to better serve our local employers during these unprecedented times. These plan options include extended telehealth services, prescription drug coverage, and more. For more information on our new health plan products, please call our sales and account management team or visit us online at www.capitalhealth.com. As we continue through these tough times together, we at CHP are here to help. We wish you and your family the best. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Thank you, Lauren. Well, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and allow Katie to pop up their slides. And I am going to turn it over to Katie and Priyanka. Again, if you guys have any questions as we go along, please put them in the Q&A portal, and we will get to those at the end of the program. I'll check the chat box as well in case someone drops something in there. But with that, I will turn it over. Ladies?
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Priyanka Raj. I am the accounts manager at Compass Marketing, and I want to thank Tallahassee Chamber and Dana for inviting us here and giving us this opportunity to come in front of you all. Today, we're going to discuss a few topics regarding a key to having a successful business and communication strategy in 2021. Katie is going to share the slides, and then after my piece, I'm going to hand it over to Katie. Go to the next one. So like I said, we'll be discussing the topics. Let's see the topics, Katie.
Right here. Oh.
Yeah, so today we'll be talking about how the market has drastically changed in the past year and why businesses are struggling to keep up. We will identify some new trends, discuss some DIY marketing tips that you can easily implement your business and why those are necessary. So marketing revolution is here, and let's get ready. So right now, we all have a lot of questions, like what's really going to happen next year? Are things going to be coming back to normal? The changes that we're experiencing now, are they permanent? How do we stay relevant? How do we be competitive in our business? How do we drive value? And most importantly, how do we survive next 5 or at least 3 years? I wouldn't say that I have answers to all these questions, but I'll definitely share everything that I know and what we are ready for in the coming years. First things first, I want to kind of start off with is that 2021 is very unlikely to see marketing come back to its normal self. It's very important for us to realize that marketing revolution was already on its way. If pandemic has done anything, it has only sped up the change and increase the momentum so that and that's the reason why we had to adapt to these transformations now rather than later. So the first key would be budgets, right? So every time a crisis hits us, I think I'm going to just turn my camera off because I'm feeling a bit of glitch here. Can you all hear me? So every time, any kind of crisis hits us, we see the first thing that happens is budget cuts. We've read about it during recession, and that's what we are seeing now as well. Since March 2020, almost 70% of marketing agencies have already seen budget cuts. Close to 50% of chief marketing officers have said that they've seen second budget cuts in the mid-year. And it's pretty clear that people are getting scared and pulling money out of marketing. Yet we are seeing that close to 76% of business owners acknowledge that the pressure of generating new leads is mounting on them. So clearly the market is volatile and the imbalance is crystal clear. While we are cutting down the marketing budgets, we are expecting new business to happen. So planning is your first key to success in the future. Businesses need to plan for the future pressures now, rather than waiting for things to normalize. If we are going to have the attitude of just being calm right now and just being day to day and expecting to resume once things normalize, we are going to be disadvantageous here. The brands that succeed in uncertain times are those that recognize the change around them right now, rather than wait for things to go back to normal. Businesses need to utilize this time to craft a plan that will clearly mark out costs that that can be eliminated so that you can shield the essential costs and make sound investments in the areas that will guarantee greater efficiency and ROIs. Result is greater than process. So it may seem like this is the right approach, like we all know, but yet we see so many businesses are extremely skeptical to let go of their old ways and try new marketing tools. What has been working for you in the past may or may not work in the future, but you need to know that now. Result-driven approach means we'll choose performance-based marketing, which only means that you take more risk while spending less. In this market, you cannot be just another brand that can be replaced easily. It is time to be the brand. So consistent communication, personalizing services, being visible to your audience on all platforms are some of the processes that need to be implemented today so that you can beat your competition and retain your business in the future. Analytics will also play a very pivotal role here. It will determine where the budget allocations should be. It will drive business decisions and also affect the resources. Well, identifying these hurdles, implementing this result-driven approaches is not enough. It is also important that it is communicated to the right people. That is not just your audience, but also your team. Every business needs to be built on a strong foundation, and your team plays a big role. In the past year, we have seen employees taking very difficult decisions. There has been a change in team dynamics and increase in chaos and confusion. Effective communication is your next key. Effective communication and transparency is your next key to build a successful brand. Budgets are going to be under pressure for foreseeable future, but having a clear plan and in-depth understanding of its values will help you justify your decisions that you're taking today for your team and your business. Next slide, Katie. So become truly adaptable. Let's be ready for anything and everything that happens in 2021, right? So being adaptable is a good idea, whether it's, at any time, but during unstable times, it is necessary. With situations so uncertain, you have to be prepared for all the eventualities. Prepare in advance. Don't just expect disruptions to happen, just actively go looking for them. It is important to listen to your audience and analyze their behavior rather than assuming that you know. Don't take any trends for granted. If it has happened once, it will happen again. For example, if you see an increase in people demanding for curbside pickup, be aware of it. Make sure that you're catering to it. Make sure that you are doing something to put that in place. Accept change instead of trying to avoid it. Different pressures require different responses. And it is important to understand that these pressures, it is important to understand these pressures so that you can kind of customize your solutions based on these pressures. So customer behavior has definitely changed in the past year. But what we are going to expect in the future is that it's going to change back once things normalize. So business will have to be ahead of the curve to ensure that you're not only anticipating the customer needs in the future, but are also staying relevant today in these turbulent times. Take action now. Open that book of ideas that you've been maintaining for years and implement the relevant ones today. If you're not working towards getting ahead, then you're just lagging behind. You don't do delivery, start doing it. You don't take calls after 5 p.m., have that after hours call service installed. Because if you don't, your competitor will. People are utilizing this time to get ready. They are implementing new ways to improve their businesses and cater to their consumers. So if you're not adapting to these changes, then you're at loss. That's why many marketers, unsurprisingly, highlighted that adaptability is key to their success as they move forward. Next one, mix it up. It's a lot harder than said. But so face-to-face meetings, I think, is one of those old traditional ways that might make a comeback. With once the face-to-face interactions come back, some of the traditional marketing ways will also come back. So businesses and marketers, we will have to be ready to kind of grasp the opportunity this is going to bring once things normalize. Those who blend the new ways and the old ways will obviously stand to benefit. So the future of the marketing is going to be a mix of things that we already know and the new things that we've learned in the past year, be it working together remotely or digital marketing platforms or acceleration of purpose-driven marketing. However, what remains constant is finding that greater insight, a strong focus on audience understanding and creative approach to ideation and execution, with the ability to change the world around us. So in short, basically being a superhero in your business. But without a doubt, we are missing the face-to-face communication with our community, right? We've built our businesses on these trusted relationships, and while we continue to develop and maintain them virtually, we are looking forward to bringing back that in-person networking. That said, we've also seen how quickly we are able to create these virtual communities, like by organizing events like this one. We have proved that distance need not be a barrier. And for that reason, I believe that virtual interactions will continue in the future as well. And what does that mean for businesses is that we will be able to tap into that farther markets and eliminate distance with just a click. I truly believe that some of the older traditional ways of communication will make a comeback. Like I said, once things normalize and face-to-face communication will resume itself, maybe in a new and improved format, but it will come. And because the ability to collaborate is face-to-face is a key part of marketing. No matter how much we improve our virtual experience and human interactions, the human interactions cannot be replaced. Simply because we are human beings, and human interactions are always spontaneous and unplanned, and that's always nice. Human interactions not only influence the consumers, but they also motivate the business owners. And that's why striking that good balance between the old and new ways will be your key to ensure success in the future. Learn and don't forget. Well, we marketers have been sensing the shift in communication since the beginning of 2019. More and more people are engaged in virtual experiences. Whether it's entertainment, information, or advertising, everything is happening online. Then what role did pandemic really play here, right? Well, it forced everyone to adapt to virtual life, even those businesses and organizations that were not ready. So business today had to very quickly learn these new digital ways of communication to stay relevant. But the main challenge will be in the future is to engage your audience through these virtual tools that you have created today once things normalize. Businesses will require to strategize how to cater to your audience in person while keeping them interested in your virtual endeavors. So I would like to say that let's make sure that we are learning these new ways, but don't forget our old greetings. Next one. Don't be afraid to evolve your brand values or messaging, everything. So customers are essentially human beings, and the brands that understand this and adapt consumer communication appropriately will build better relationships and establish lasting and long connections with your customers. This needs to continue to be in focus in the future as well. Like we already talked previously, be aware of what your customer wants. Don't assume anything. Analyze the behavior, not only to better service them today, but to anticipate what it means in the future. Empathy sells. We have all seen seen the change in messaging in the past year. Empathy is becoming much more relatable, and let's be honest, every brand seems to be a little more helpful and genuinely being there for the community. It really, Tallahassee has been a great example of that. We've seen the community really come together and support each other, the small businesses. And why that has really worked is because consumer today really relates with empathy. If you have not changed your messaging in this time, then you're not communicating the right thing to the right audience in the right way. Today, consumers are looking for brands that they can relate to. Instead of telling your customer how your service can help them, tell them how it has helped you, and it might just work for them as well. Finding that commonality between your business and customer and then communicating that through direct interactions is key to the success, is another key to ensure success in the future. Social media is a great way to strengthen your connect with your audience. It brings the product and the audience on the same page. It's like being in the same playground with your customers. So it's really important to understand what your consumers are going through, really feel empathetically about that, and then make that into your brand message. Changing your vision, but not mission. Having a solid brand with unwavering mission will play a key role in your success for the business in the future. We as marketers have always given importance to having a mission statement and solid core values. And it is especially, it's really important in times like this, especially in crisis, when organizations that have lived up to their core values and missions, they will thrive in the future. People will remember and celebrate the positive actions that your brand has taken, and also remember the businesses that have taken advantage for the wrong reasons, of course. So we believe, and we have also experienced, that people today look for different qualities in the businesses and brands they relate to instead of just buying their product. They want to connect with trustworthy brands as their expectations are evolving. So clearly, businesses need to evolve their vision to match their audience expectations while staying very true to their mission. Digital transformation. Well, this is no surprise. We have been seeing this happening, and it's really taken over. The era of traditional marketing is over, and digital momentum is definitely the future. As I mentioned, the marketing revolution had already begun. But with pandemic, we all had to adapt to this transformation now rather than later. People are going to rely on these digital platforms, crisis or no crisis. And we will see more and more companies offering these contactless interactions across industry. Technology will obviously facilitate this, and it will also play a very important role in our lives. So in the future, we are going to see a tremendous increase in upgrading your processes and having the right equipments, and really embracing this digital transformation. Face-to-face interactions will come back, as I said before, but not to the point where we can really ignore the virtual customer experience. We will be forced to focus on digitalization of our interactions and rely heavily on the technology to deliver a seamless customer experience. Content marketing, virtual tours, influencers, audiovisual experiences, the mode and the matter of the communication, both will be shifted. E-commerce, well, one of the seismic change that we are seeing and we have been experiencing for almost over 2 years now is the shift to e-commerce, and it is definitely permanent. Every business needs to have an online presence. Whether you are selling a product or offering a service, digital transaction is need of the hour. Businesses will have to adapt to digital transformation, such as online services or subscription or maintenance programs. This will obviously become much more essential in the future, as we see in terms of how brand approach their marketing in the future. Businesses need to understand the rules of online markets and make sure that they already have a strong presence today. Mass digitization of your business process will play a key role in adapting the digital transformation. By implementing digitization of your internal and external processes, businesses will gain greater success through customer satisfaction and faster ability to react to changes in the market. Digitization will also allow departments to work effectively between each other. Another important thing that digitization will give way to is data-driven strategy. And your digital marketing, that will ensure that your digital marketing efforts are working for you more efficiently. So I want to end my presentation by introducing you to the new normal. We are hearing the new normal term a lot. But let me see if I can start my video. Yeah, so we are hearing the new normal. We see what everyone's saying. Let's adapt to the new normal and let's get used to the new normal. But what is this new normal? It is not really the life with pandemic. It is not this digital transformation, and it is not the new marketing trends that we're talking about. The new normal is really the new age consumer. All these changes we are seeing today is not because the marketers decided to change the trend or because of the pandemic, but it is mainly because the consumer behavior has changed drastically. Their lifestyle has changed, their priorities have changed, and they are demanding a different kind of customer experience. So if you wish to do business with this new age consumer, it is very important that we adapt to these changes and be ready for the future. Thanks for the time. I'll hand it over to Katie.
Hi there, guys. I'm Katie Booker. I'm the digital marketing strategist at Compass, and I'm going to share with you my best practices for digital marketing. So to start off, search engine optimization is probably one of the most important parts of digital marketing. If you are marketing online at all and sending users to your website, having good search engine optimization is a must. So what that means for SEO is that the search engine is crawling websites and they're going to be delivering the most relevant content to users. So you want to optimize your content so that those crawlers are delivering you to the people that you want to be in front of. So according to Zero Limit Web, the first 5 search results account for 67 of organic clicks, meaning people are probably not going to interact with anything below those first 5 results. So that's why optimizing your SEO is extremely important, because you want to be in that top slot if you're not putting any money behind your Google search or your Bing search or whatever other search engine you want to use. So my next best practice is writing blogs. So writing blogs that relate to your business or industry can create good SEO, and they also create a value for your business. So opposed to just pushing the service or product that you sell, you're also giving a value, such as here's tips and tricks to use our product or service. It's just another way to show value to your customers opposed to them just purchasing your products. And it keeps current and potential customers up to date with what you're doing and what's going on in your industry. And also, writing blogs can keep you and your employees fresh on new happenings within your business. And so according to Orbello, 60% of consumers say that blog posts are valuable in early stages of the buying process. So it just adds another layer to push someone towards checking out and purchasing your product. And it also, writing blogs can push you above your competition if they're not doing that, because you're offering the value that they're not. So next, update your website. So websites are never set it and forget it. Making minor changes periodically can increase your SEO as well, because every time you update your website, it's going to need to be recrawled. So users will see fresh and up-to-date content on your site, which is really good, because if you set it and forget it, something that was relevant in 2019 isn't going to be relevant in 2020. So you definitely want to continually update with new facts and products and what have you. So adding new images and videos is also extremely important, because it again helps SEO and it helps refresh your content and make it look modern. And updating old content, even if it's just a sentence or adding a comma where it got missed, is really important because, again, back to SEO, it is increasing the likelihood of it being pushed to that top 5 where you want to be. So 34% of consumers are more likely to make an unplanned purchase after seeing personalized content, which means if your website is having the you statements on there of this is good for you, they're more likely to make purchases. So you want to know your audience and produce website content and promotions based on them. So next, know what platforms work for you. So you don't have to be on every social media platform to reach your audience. So for example, TikTok is really fun, but if your demographic is not using the platform and you're spending time making content for that platform, you could be missing out reaching them where they actually are. As well, quality over quantity is extremely important. You don't have to be on every platform if you're putting poor content out there. And don't waste time making content for platforms that aren't going to help your business. So according to Globe Web Index, 54% of social browsers use social media to research products, which is why it's important to know where your audience is, because if they're going to say your audience is only on Facebook, they're going to search for you on Facebook. And if you spend more time updating your Instagram or TikTok or Snapchat, they're not going to find a value in your business because you haven't spent the time to update your Facebook. Having consistent social media is also really important. So content should be similar across platforms if you are going to be using multiple platforms. As well, knowing when to post is important because that goes back to the consistency. And then make sure your audience is engaging in what you post, because if they're not engaging in it, there's no point in posting it, which goes into like researching and updating the content that you are posting. So also knowing when your audience is online is very important, because if you're posting at random times, your content can get lost in the monster algorithm that is Facebook or Instagram, and then potentially never be seen by your followers. So utilizing posting platforms such as HubSpot, Falcon, or even Google Analytics is a great way to see when and where your audience is viewing your content. And so for this example I have right here, the color scheme is complementary to the brand if you look at the logo, and then also how they post, the times they post, they have a word card as every post, so they make sure that that's consistently kept up and they don't post more or less within what they're doing. So my final point is to utilize PPC ads, which is pay per click ads. So platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Google Ads, and YouTube all offer paid per click. This is really great because you can target users that are similar to your audience, and it also helps users find you. So for Google Ads, for example, if someone is searching a generic line and you're advertising, you would pop up above the first 5 results potentially, and then you would be seen before them. And then having copy and imagery that showcases your business is really important, because users arriving to the site are more likely to make purchases when if they came from a paid link. So making sure that is the same across the platform. So from your paid advertising to your organic content, making sure that's consistent is important, because they're more likely to buy from the paid content than they are from the organic content. So if it's different, they're not going to know who you are as a brand. And so the difference between just utilizing social media and hoping that your website will show on the organic search results and then having a marketing professional or yourself run advertisements for you is that with organic posting, you're only reaching users that have opted to follow you. And even then, if you are not consistently posting, you could potentially get lost in the algorithm. Whereas promotions and advertising expands your potential customer base as well as reaches the audience that you know you want. And that is my best practices. If you guys do have any questions, I don't know if there's any that made it into the chat, but Priyanka and I are always happy to answer any questions. Or emails are below.
I just want to thank you all for giving us your time and listening to us. And I hope that this helped you just a little bit more.
Thank you, guys. We will give it just a second. Sometimes it takes a minute or two for people to pop questions in. So now is the time. If anyone, there's a couple people saying great information and thank you for presenting in the chat. So that's always good to hear. I know I jotted down a few notes, so I'll be forwarding those over to our marketing coordinator. But if there are not any questions, like Katie and Priyanka said, their emails are here on the screen. And again, we are recording. And so once we're able to save this and export it out, we will be adding it to our YouTube page. So it'll live on the Chamber's YouTube page as well as our website. And I will be sending the link to everyone who registered for today. So again, a couple more people coming in and just saying thank you, great info. So we appreciate you guys very much. I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you again to Leon Cares and to Capital Health Plan for allowing us and sponsoring this event and allowing us to be able to present it to you. And we just hope that everyone has a great rest of the week. Hold on just a second. I see a couple of other things coming in. Just some more thank yous. So that's great. Oh, looks like we do have one. Oh, another thank you. Another thank you in the Q&A portal. So with that, we will call it a Thursday. Everyone, please be on the lookout for our final session in the Business Recovery Series. That'll be here in 2 weeks. November 19th, I believe, is the date, and we will be talking about strategic planning. So we hope you all stay safe, stay well, be well, and have a great rest of the week. We will see you soon.
Thank you.